আমরা আজকে নিউ ইয়র্কের ম্যানহাটন শহরের চারপাশে বোটের মাধ্যমে ঘুরে দেখব। আপনারা দেখতে পাবেন বেশ কয়েকটি ব্রিজ, ইস্ট রিভার, হাডসন রিভার, স্ট্যাচু অফ লিবার্টি এবং অনেক সুউচ্চ বিল্ডিং। তো আপনারা এনজয় করুন আর চ্যানেলটি সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন প্লিজ, এবং ভালো থাকবেন।
State building, and so to make money, the owners of the building turned the 86th floor into an observation deck, and they charged money to get up there to see the view. They still do that today. Today there's two observation decks. The second one is on the 102nd floor. From there they charge you an extra $15 to go up to the 102nd floor. The 102nd floor of the Empire State Building was originally planned to be a customs station. They were going to dock great big airships called dirigibles at the top of the Empire State Building. It didn't work out, it was too scary for people, so the 102nd floor became an observation deck as well. Now on a clear day or evening, there's an 80-mile visibility from the top of the Empire State Building. You can see almost every single thing from the Empire State Building with one exception. You cannot see the Empire State Building from there. If you want to see that in the skyline, you must go to the top of the rock at Rockefeller Center. 73 elevators, over 6,500 windows. The best times to do the observation deck are early in the morning or late at night when the lines are very short. During the middle part of the day, it's very, very crowded, and it'll take you a long time to get up there. Now this river we're on, this is the Hudson River, named after Henry Hudson. He was a British explorer who discovered this river in 1609. He was working for the Dutch West India Company. The Dutch came back in 1624 and they dropped off some settlers on what is today Governor's Island. A year later, those settlers moved over to the tip of Manhattan Island. Manhattan, the name Manhattan, it comes from the Native American word for this island, Manhattan, which meant land of rolling hills. Now right over here, up ahead, where you see the blue buildings, over here on the left, see up on the left, the blue buildings, in the age before airline travel, when people used to come to the U.S. and to New York on great passenger ships, the greatest of them were probably the White Star and the Canard Line. They used to dock right over here on the Hudson River. Their docks began right here where those blue buildings are. And probably one of the most famous of the White Star ships would be the Titanic. Everybody knows that name. The Titanic, of course, sank on its maiden voyage, but it was headed here for New York. It was supposed to dock right up here. You see up ahead where that tall, dark netting is? That is where the Titanic was expected to dock in September of 1912. The only thing that arrived on that day was the lifeboat, that unfortunate ship. Now, how many people on this boat have come here to see New Jersey? Oh, we got like 6 people right here. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Anybody from New Jersey on the boat right now? You're from New Jersey? Can I see your passport, please? Okay, New Jersey, okay. Now, Hoboken, New Jersey, over here. We tell a little bit about New Jersey. No one comes to see New Jersey. Very few people. They all come to see New York, and our neighbors in New Jersey get very upset because everybody seems to want to see New York. So, we tell a little bit about New Jersey. You can tell them back home that we talk about you over here, okay? So, here, Hoboken, New Jersey. Hoboken, the name of Hoboken. Over on the right, it means, it's a Native American word. It means place of tobacco pipes, because the Native Americans used the clay that they found over here to make the tobacco pipes, but it's not the only thing Hoboken is known for. Now you don't get to answer. Somebody who's not from New Jersey. Anybody else have an idea of what Hoboken, New Jersey is known for? Let's see. Anybody got a guess? Yes, sir. What? Big buildings. Well, yeah, they got some big buildings over there. That's a pretty good answer. Anybody else? Hoboken. What'd you say? Frank Sinatra. This man gets an A. This man gets an A because that's the A answer. Frank Sinatra. Ma'am, baseball, you get the A plus. You get the A plus. Baseball is the A plus answer for Hoboken. The number C answer, if anybody was going to say cake boss, we give a C for that. But baseball we give an A plus to, because we love baseball. The Southbury Terminal over here on the left. There's a beautiful old terminal from 1907, the Battery Maritime Terminal, still in use thanks to the Governor's Island Ferry. Beautiful vaulted ceilings on the inside, covered over with Gustavino tiles. Even the front of this building is spectacular too. If you walk around to the front, if you're down here in Lower Manhattan, try to take a visit. Beautiful, beautiful structure over here. Now we're heading up the East River. As we do, Brooklyn will be out the right side of the boat. Manhattan will stay on our left. Now Brooklyn. Brooklyn, Brooklyn, Brooklyn. My mom's a Brooklyn girl. She was born out there. But Brooklyn, of course, Brooklyn has its own distinctive character and everything, and pride, because Brooklyn actually is almost as old as Manhattan in terms of a settlement. Shortly after the Dutch established New Amsterdam, Brooklyn was established. So Brooklyn's been around a long, long time. Lots of history. In fact, up ahead, see the moving cars up there, up off the right front. Up above that is Brooklyn Heights. We almost lost the American Revolution over there in 1776. Late August, early September, George Washington and his troops escaped on a foggy night across the East River. They were badly outnumbered by the British, but they got away and lived to fight another day and ultimately prevailed. All over there in Brooklyn and Brooklyn Heights. Now right here on the left, that little gray building, and the helicopter's right there. That's the largest heliport in New York City. When President Obama visits New York, his plane lands out in Queens, but then rather than have the president sit in New York City traffic, he comes over here to Manhattan via helicopter. They send 3 helicopters with the president. No one knows which helicopter he's in until he steps out of it right here at the heliport. All presidents get that. Whether they're a Democrat or a Republican, all presidents get 3 helicopters here in New York. We want our presidents to feel safe while they're here in New York City. Also, coming up ahead, well, first we'll see the little orange roof building. It's shrouded in black right now. That's the New York City Police Museum, a terrific museum right over here. A couple blocks below Wall Street. Wall Street is coming up here. See the black glass building with the light-colored stripes, the vertical stripes running up it. On the right side of that building, that street, that's Wall Street right there. Wall Street, its name. Well, Wall Street got its name from a wooden wall. In 1653, the Dutch settlers erected a wooden wall across New Amsterdam during the First Anglo-Dutch War to protect them in case British settlers up in Connecticut tried to come down and raid the city. And so the wall has long since been torn down, but the name Wall Street remains to remind us of that great colonial age. And then up ahead on the left side also we have the South Street Seaport. You can see the masts of the tall ships.
আমি তুলতাছি আমারটা আমি তুলতাছি
তোলা যায় তো নিজে নিজে তুমি এটা ঘুরাই দাও তাহলে নিজে তুলতে পারবে হ্যাঁ তোলা যায়
Okay, we on? Okay, we're back. Okay, so everything was done by Sam Russell, and the South Street Seaport is a museum to that great age. And then, hold on, here's where on the East River, New York was the #1 port in the U.S. during the 1800s, and there's the museum to that great age today. And up in front of us is the Brooklyn Bridge. I want to tell you a little bit about the Brooklyn Bridge over here. Now, the Brooklyn Bridge was designed by a gentleman named John A. Roebling. And John A. Roebling died before construction could begin, so his son Washington took over the building of the bridge. While Washington was working on the bridge, he got very ill. He was working below the water, working in a giant diving chamber called a caisson, filled with pressurized air, and he came up out of it too quickly. He got caisson's disease, or the bends, and he was so sick he could not leave his house. We were in big trouble. But his wife saved the day. Emily Roebling saved the day and finished the building of the bridge. Classic story, the man gets in trouble, the woman saves the day. And Emily Roebling, she was very bright. She taught herself advanced mathematics so she could explain things to the engineers. And she came down here and carried out her husband's instructions on this magnificent bridge. The bridge opened in May of 1883. It took 14 years, $15 million, and 4,000 workers to complete this bridge. And when it opened in 1883, Brooklyn was still an independent city. It was not part of New York City yet. And Brooklyn at the time was the 3rd largest city in the U.S. New York was the largest. So this incredible structure, one of the longest suspension bridges ever tried at the time, connected 2 of the largest cities in the U.S. in 1883. It was quite a spectacular event, and it's still quite a spectacular structure. There's almost nothing like these stone towers, except maybe some of the great cathedrals over in Europe. And jump ahead of us. The next bridge we're going to pass under was the third bridge to be built across the East River. It's the Manhattan Bridge. It opened in 1909. Its span is about 1,470 feet. And the legend is, the urban legend on this bridge is that it was built because too many people were disappointed in 1905 when the Williamsburg Bridge opened. They thought the Williamsburg Bridge was just too ugly. You'll decide that for yourself as we pass the Williamsburg Bridge, because that will be coming up in a few minutes. But here we go, under the Manhattan Bridge. We may get run over by a subway train or two. They do cross this bridge. Probably the best way to get run over by a subway train is by passing under a bridge.
আমরা জলের নিচ দিয়ে
Tell
যাই
about it.
হ্যাঁ এই যে একটা টানেল দিয়ে যাই বলি না যে বাবা এখন নদীর নিচ দিয়ে যাচ্ছে এটা নিচ দিয়ে এদিক দিয়ে
No, I don't hear any subway trains.
হ্যাঁ
We may get lucky and catch one later. So, passing on, of course, this little neighborhood over here under the Manhattan Bridge is called Dumbo because of its location down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass. Beautiful little area. It's really big. There's more and more exciting things happening over here every day in Dumbo. Now, on the left side of the boat, on the Manhattan side, you see the cars moving along up here, this elevated roadway, the FDR Drive, named for Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And this drive, this starts all the way up on the east side of Manhattan and runs all the way down the island into the Battery. And, you know, in the 20th century, there was a very powerful city planner by the name of Robert Moses. And he was a very interesting character. He was very powerful. He almost always got his way. He was obsessed with building roadways, super highways and all. And it was really weird because, you know, he never drove a car.
এটা দিয়ে বাবা মালামাল
He
নিয়ে
never
আসে
actually owned a driver's license.
ওই
He
যে
only sat
জিনিসপত্র
behind the wheel of a car once for a
ওই যে কার্গো বলে যে
but he didn't know how to drive it. But he loved building roadways. They hate him up in the Bronx.
এটা মাল
Because he ripped up a lot of existing neighborhoods to build some super highways. If you were in the way of one of his projects, you were almost always out of luck. Manhattan was spared one of his great schemes to build 3 super highways across it, thankfully, because many of the historic neighborhoods people want to visit with here today would have been destroyed by Mr. Moses. But he wasn't all bad. He created lots of parks as well, and beaches and things like that. There's a park up here, East River Park, great improvement along the East River. So, I mean, he wasn't always a bad guy, just he had this roadway thing. Now, up off the right front of the boat, as we're going to swing up the river, and look over here off the right front, in this cove over here. This is where the fabled Brooklyn Navy Yard was, up in here. The Brooklyn Navy Yard, up to the middle of the 20th century. Many a great battle.